Hello, Tom Maguire. I want to review the book Land of the Headless by Adam Roberts today. Now, I haven't really read that much sci-fi over the years. I certainly haven't reviewed very many at all, if any, maybe one or two possibly. Most of the sci-fi reading I've done has been kind of the real classic stuff, kind of H.G. Wells, The Time Machine, which I absolutely loved. War of the Worlds, which is absolutely fantastic as well. They're both brilliant books. I think H.G. Wells is fantastic. John Wyndham, sort of post-apocalyptic sci-fi-ish, I suppose. Day of the Triffids, Cuckoo's Calling, I think is another one. Obviously 1984, those sort of books, sort of early science fiction, Brave New World, Aldous Huxley, stuff like that. So I'm not really by any means an expert on science fiction literature, but I do have a friend from work who's reading a lot of sci-fi at the minute, and he has recommended this one to me. In fact, he lent me this one very kindly, The Land of the Headless. I've given it back to him, so I haven't got the copy to show you. I always like sci-fi films. Every sort of science fiction book I've read I've enjoyed so far, but this one, Land of the Headless, Adam Roberts, he is actually still alive, which makes a pleasant change. So it's nice to think that there's a really good author who is still writing and who is still going to come out with some new stuff. So I think that's really exciting. He teaches English literature and creative writing at Royal Holloway in London. He's considered to be a very clever bloke, obviously. I think the sci-fi, should I say community? I don't know. I think sci-fi fans, die-hard sci-fi fans, would generally have quite a lot of respect for him. I'm not going to give any spoilers in this review because I think it would be very easy in a review to kind of ruin this story very quickly. But what I will say is don't be put off by the title, Land of the Headless. It almost sounds a little bit ridiculous. It's kind of like, it's a bit of a testament to how good this book is and how good Adam Roberts is as a writer, that you can come up with this concept of having headless people in a distant world, however many years in the future, and it actually working. You know, you'd be forgiven for thinking that sounds ludicrous. How is that going to work? But he does a really good job. There's kind of a feeling of 1984 about it a little bit. It's written really well. It's easy to get through. The copy I read, it was a hardback copy. I think it was about 300 pages, something like that. Not much more than that. Got through it really easily. Didn't want to put it down. Fantastic book. All I will say, as a bit of a spoiler, is that it's basically set on a planet where beheading criminals is the way to deal with them. But they don't just behead them to death. They actually have the technology to behead them and then kind of rewire them so that they're still alive without a head. And as ridiculous as that sounds, it works really well. I won't give any more away than that. Some of the imagery in it is fantastic. The characters are really well written, likeable. And I think just the whole story from beginning to end is really interesting and will keep your interest. So if you haven't really tried sci-fi, I would definitely recommend this one. He's apparently done 16 novels and many shorter works as well. And like I say, he's still around, so he's still writing. So someone to keep an eye on. I am also listening to something very different to this at the minute. I'm listening to Keir Starmer's biography by Tom Baldwin. I thought I'd give that a listen, as he's probably more than likely to be our next Prime Minister. I thought I'd just give a little bit of an idea, or give myself a little bit of an idea as to who he is, good or bad. So I will be reviewing that one at some point. Please keep liking and subscribing. It's really appreciated, makes a difference to the channel. And I'll be back again soon. Cheers.